$25,000. Now I want to go in. I don't want to really, run up the tab here. So I said, well, let's go in for a Saxonia. Maybe I'll do the blue dial with the stars, the wave. That's like the poster shot. Right. And I figured, okay, I can do that. I don't like the fact that CJ has one, and I don't want to own the same watch that somebody else does. So, I'll decide.
He's gonna wear it.
He does. He
bright blue dial.
Yeah, bright blue with the stars.
Yeah, it's cool. It's cool.
Right. So I went in and I said, well, let me check it out. And, she brings out the annual calendar and the Longo.
So what's I don't know if I know the annual calendar.
So the annual calendar, I'll give you, so you can see. And you decide.
Because I have a.
So this is
from 93.
This is the annual calendar.
It's pretty.
It's very nice.
But
this is the Longo one.
Times I would take the Longo one, but that's not even. But that's not even a straight Lang one. That's a moon.
No, this is the Longo one.
Lang one moon.
Yeah, but that's what I want.
This is the small seconds with the.
Let me see.
That right there.
Yeah, I think you just answered your question there.
Well, look.
Okay.
So I want the annual calendar. I told Jenna, I said, Jenna, just take my deposit and let me think about it until.
That's a funny watch too, because that's also a watch you could probably buy for 30% off on the open market. Right?
No, you can't. So I saw one on 1916, which is too old. I won't buy anything older than 4 or 5 years, not a Longo. So I figured I'll pay the premium. I'll pay a little bit more. I'll pay retail. And I don't think it'll drop as much on the annual. The Longo one will drop.
You can definitely get Lang ones.
Right. That's what I'm saying. That's why I said, well, I get the annual calendar. That you don't see any annual calendars for sale on 1916, on Chrono 24. They're just not available. They're cheaper than a Longo one. They're cheaper than a Longo one. And for me, I think they're more balanced because you have the annual calendar at the bottom. You have the moon phase, on the bottom. You have the two complications on the side. It's more proportional.
Sure.
Longo's, their statement piece. Longo's statement piece.
Are the annual calendars still manual one?
See, that's a great question.
The Lang one or manual one.
Yeah, but I get it. And that is a perfect question.
So what's retail on the
So it's just now they've changed it. That one, the annual calendar, 53.
They just made it automatic.
They made it automatic and one push button.
And it's just
so you
don't like these because it's too old.
It cycles.
So you don't like these because it's too old.
I do like that actually.
I like the layout.
That's actually very nice.
It's $30,000.
That needs to be a zero. The one thing I don't like about Longo is they don't put the zero holder in place, and for some reason,
I know the zero.
I do like that jumping date though. That I love that. Hey, where'd you get that?
Chrono.
Chrono? It's on Chrono.
He knows things and he knows people.
Man, but see, they don't make it with the jumping date now.
Here's one for 29.
Oh, that's gorgeous. Wow.
So look.
Jenna's going to hate me.
The only thing I'm going to tell you about that, and look, there's something about relationships. There's something that people like to buy AD. There's some people that like to have the service to it. There's no need to buy from an authorized dealer for any watch other than a stainless Rolex, a Sport Patek, or Royal. End of story.
Really?
End of story.
I'll get behind that.
Now, it doesn't mean you can't. It doesn't mean you shouldn't. It doesn't mean that it's not worth it to have the nice watches because not everything is going to get killed. Every dress Patek is under. They sell them all. It's bizarre. They sell them all. They're all selling at full retail. But if you wait, you're going to find one.
I'm getting a Patek next week, which is $8,000 under $9,000 under retail to 6007. With the teal accents, it's $9,000 under retail.
And you're buying it at the authorized dealer?
No.
No, okay.
Not that one.
Yeah.
No, because that one I said I justified with, well, I'll just trade my overseas.
Some are hard to get.
I'll trade my overseas and I'll pay the difference.
30-40% off.
I think I'll just buy it straight. But
some are harder now.
The thing I learned this week, that you brought this up earlier, but I never knew this before. So the Nautilus, the thinness on the original Nautilus, I looked up the specs on it.
What is it?
7
millimeters.
Yeah.
That's probably the 3800, right?
I believe so.
But
the very first one they released.
Right.
To me, that in a sport watch is like perfect. I mean,
Yeah.
are the modern?
And that's why it became so.
Well, the 5711 is pretty great. The 1990,
59.90.
the 5990. That one is
Thick.
with it's a little thick, but I do like the numbers on it instead of the
So
dial.
the 59.90.
Instead of this, the actual
The
the
Arabic
markers,
numbers,
the Arabic.
So
yeah.
almost.
And that one you can get for about $30,000 right now, and I think that's a good
59.90?
price. The 5990.
Can't get it for $1 under $100,000.
No. Then
So you're
it's
not
the
done
one
with
with the
59.90.
Arabic. It's the one with the Arabic numbers. Yeah, I'm sorry.
So the 59.90 is my one exception to the rules. I usually say I only regret what I sell, and never regret what I buy, right? But I have one exception that says there is a watch I regret I didn't sell, and that's the 59.90. Because
you had some.
well, so I bought it well. I bought it at 20 off, so it was like a $35,000 watch. I think I paid $20,000 for it. But it got crazy hot in COVID. That was the watch that crazy, and then it kept going up. 100,
That's the one with the complications.
150, yeah. 200. I remember Morgan and some other guys saying you got to sell the watch.
They called you asking you for it. They
got
wanted to make
nuts.
money.
I said I want to get another. I said it's the only Nautilus I had at the time. I'm getting a 5712 because I'm still a collector at heart. I'm getting 5712. I'm not having a collection without a Nautilus. Then some guy offered me $250,000 for it. I'm like, I know I'm going to get the other watch. Why don't I just... Finally, I said, fine, I'll break down. I said, fine, if it goes to 300, I'm just getting rid of this watch. It peaked at about 270 and then crashed. They all started
So
coming
you
out.
got right off the top of the ship. It's
worth 120, and I paid 30, so it's not like it's an. But I mean, that was a watch that it was overly pumped.
Yep.
I didn't like it. You know, it wasn't like I was selling a watch I liked.
Sure.
I just wanted,
That dial's not for, I don't like the complications on the front, but so I'll get watches and they sit in my collection. I like them, and I say, how much would it take for this to come out of my collection? And like occasionally I'll post them for sale at a high number and say, I don't want to sell this necessarily, but if someone were to ask
somebody
me,
wants it.
Yeah.
So, it's
That's the one.
If I were to get a 250 on that Nautilus with those complications,
they're coming back a little bit, but
That's 3800. That's the one.
That's
it's
all
2000. I said 90.
How much are those?
I said 96. It's actually a 2000.
They don't make them anymore.
But this
retail.
you can pick these up for.
Are you out? No. Not yet.
You can pick these up for $40,000. This one here, which I think is perfect. Look at the size on the wrist. It sits great. It's kind of thin.
I don't love
what's
the
this,
Roman
what's the
numerals.
size?
But it's
I like the Roman numerals. I know the markers look great.
It has a power reserve.
You know,
is that a little?
That's always been called the ugly
think so.
Nautilus.
I like it.
Yeah.
But
I
it's-
really
but it's
like
getting
it.
more popular now.
I like it because I like the
good value.
size, and I like the small
size
case
38? Is
size.
it 38?
38.
This is a 38.
I like how
Yeah.
you guys are calling a 38 a small case size. My watch, I got like 30 millimeter.
Well, no.
brigades.
I like 38 is big for me.
Fair
I'm
enough,
saying
yeah.
38 for everybody else. 38 is big for
I've
everybody
got.
else.
I mean, this watch, the dial. This is 36.
I love it. I think
but
it's
the
great.
dial face is 30. I took a
Let me
measurement.
see it
because
again.
Calipers to it the other day. I said this is small. The issue with this, and this is to your point, I look at that watch and I see a Nautilus knockoff, or I see a Royal Oak knockoff. I see it in the lug set. The lugs, as nice as it is, I don't know if I'm going to be able to keep.
I mean, the
this.
lugs are placed
It's the
differently.
integrated case
Yeah.
that gives it that
Yeah.
feeling.
Yeah.
But then the GP Loreto is the same thing.
Yeah.
Engineer
And the
Yeah,
engineer,
so
of
I
course.
said, it starts
But
to
everybody
be
was
competition.
copying each other at some point.
Yeah.
I think in the 70s, when Genta really started, making bracelets for everybody and kind of making his own stuff, everybody was copying each other. So I don't think that's. I mean, I think it's a gorgeous watch.
Beautiful.
It's beautiful.
It's just, again, it's like, is there
Love
enough
the case
uniqueness
size.
to it
I love
that
it.
is
I
going
love
to
it.
keep me keeping it?
Yeah.
But, the Royal
Well, if
Oak-
you don't want it, I'll buy it off.
You can get they have the 40 millimeter. Like
I wouldn't get a 40.
He doesn't want a 40.
I don't
think
want
they
a
hit
40.
the case
I
size.
want the small case size. Yeah.
Genta or Genta? What is it?
Genta.
Yeah.
His own line, I've kind of fallen down the rabbit hole looking for
Yeah,
his
they're
own
very
pieces.
very unique.
So
very
his
nice stuff.
line,
I like it.
or his line that he started when he sold his line.
I'm gonna say. Well, I don't know the.
Have
I
you
don't
seen-
know.
have
I
you
don't
seen
know the
the-
difference.
called?
The Disneyland.
It's called Genta.
Not the Mickey Mouse.
The Mickey Mouse stuff.
I mean, the Mickey
that's
Mouse
kinda
stuff
out
is
there.
interesting. What
The
is it?
the Genta stuff I like. With the octagon.
The
octagon.
with like the
Yeah.
skeleton
Right.
octagon.
Yeah,
with
that's
the
very
So
nice.
that's not his line anymore.
No.
So he started it when he
Yeah.
when he left. When he left, designing for Patek, and
Yeah.
he passed away, right? But when he left
Yeah, he
designing for Patek and AP and the others, he started Gerard Genta. There were a bunch of cool. I always wanted one of those retro, but no, I don't think one fantasy like the Mickey Mouse or Donald
Yeah, where it
Ducks.
hits the
On the
12
thing.
and then goes
Yeah,
back.
And that watch is a funny thing. That one, I mean, they used.
That's really
Or you
hot
should be
right
able to
now
pick
too.
them
That
up
watch.
for
Yeah.
like
For
$4
$4
It's too much money for the watch, but
You know what? They're quartz.
yeah, they're quartz watches. They're quartz.
Not the one I'm talking about.
Nah.
Oh, well, not that one, but the ones that are on
They
sale
have-
for 4 or
they
5
have
grand are
quartz
quartz.
versions
They do
going
have some
for the
for quartz.
same.
Yeah, yeah.
No, but the one I'm talking about, and then they did it without the fantasy guys too. It was a very cool movement. I owned it for a while. Again, when I cleaned everything out, I cleaned out everything.
Shit, I have to take a piss, guys. Give me.
Bring a bottle of
But
rum.
but
Rum?
Genta.
There's Zacapa down there.
All right, you got it. When Gerard Genta got bought by Bulgari and by Russ,
I'm gonna go to the restroom too.
yeah, I guess we'll stop. He started a new brand called Gerard Charles. Have you seen Gerard Charles?
That's the one that everybody's saying.
It looks like the Cubitus?
Cubitus, yeah.
That's Gerard Genta.
Really? That watch is a weird watch. I don't know if I like it or dislike it.
I don't like it.
I mean, the money it went up in value after the Cubitus release because everyone was
Yeah,
saying
I
they
don't
were
like it.
ripping that off.
I mean, there's hundreds, literally hundreds of watches that I enjoy. I appreciate. I look at. Just at this point, I'm just not going to buy it.
Yeah.
I have enough.
Do you?
Well, I have enough. I have enough. Yes, doesn't mean I don't want more.
Yeah.
But I have enough. But really, that was going to come in the second sentence. I have enough that I don't think now I want to buy anything I don't really want.
Yeah. Well, that's a.
I guess that's where.
Unless somebody
guess that's where I
puts
was
a little,
going.
a succulent thing right in front of your nose where you can't resist. And
Right.
It's at such a good
No,
price.
but even I make those mistakes. I've done it a few times. Some of my watch friends that sell this shit for me are like, "We knew this would be coming right fucking back to us." I mean, it's even like, unless they did it, it's like I have no desire to wear some weird looking Belcanto.
Yeah. I'm actually interested. I mean, what we're doing with the group.
Well,
I committed to that.
It's a super cool thing to do the group. So maybe I'll do it. But
I'm not going to go out and buy one of my own.
But I don't wear it.
Yeah, that's true. Fair enough.
I will never want to put it on my wrist, other than maybe if I came to this.
Do you have a minute repeater?
No, the only minute repeater I had was the IWC that I sold.
I didn't even know IWC made it a minute.
Yeah, it was a rare one. That was the one you were talking about. That
I'm thinking of the one I was talking about was the jumbo Calatrava style with like the white dial. I think you said it was 40 millimeters, which shocked me because I have one that's 36. But you showed it in the chat like last week.
an IWC.
IWC, I believe. And it looked huge on your wrist, and that to me was like.
That was the minute repeater, Portuguese. Unless you're talking about my Lake Tahoe, the white with the black ceramic.
No, this was a vintage. I mean, we have enough photos in here. I'll be able to pull it up. It was a vintage. I think it was you. I think it was a vintage IWC Calatrava style from like the 1970s.
I can probably find the
Let's
watch
see
because
this.
I have the watch. I sold.
You know what? It is you, but I guess this is the minute repeater.
It's a minute repeater.
What's that? How
It's
old
like
is that?
42.
1940.
Size. No,
Oh,
it's like 42 size. No, they're from like the 80s.
Yeah, too big for me.
It's big. Great watch. It's a $100,000 watch, and I kept saying if I could ever get one under 30, I'll buy it. If I can ever get one under 30, I'll buy it. For years, I bid at auctions, and the market slowed. One day, I bought one at like 24.
So is it really a $100,000 watch? Is it really a $100,000 watch if you buy it at 24?
Well, retail.
Fair enough. There you go. Yeah.
I don't think it's a $100,000 watch now, obviously, but it retailed at $97,000, and that's part of the problem with some of those big. But again, you're buying one watch; it's what you love. Go to a store, buy retail, doesn't matter. So it's just I've gotten so involved in it through the years, and at this point, I just don't want to buy something. I'm not going to wear it. It's got to be like nicer than something else I have.
There you go. Well, your collection has.
With the exception of maybe swatches and stuff.
Yeah, it's stuff that you don't mind, throwing $100 away on.
Yeah.
Well, somebody sent a watch yesterday. Who was it? It was this crappy skeleton Royal Oak knockoff in the chat. some people like jump on. I actually looked it up on the website. It's some Italian made one. Aura, I think it was called.
Oh, that weird white watch with the skeleton.
I don't think it was white. I think it was black.
Maybe it was
like
a black.
PVD, but
what's his face? There's a lot of watches like that in there. He's kind of a cute too. David Can. It was probably him.
It was David, yeah. But I see something like that. Like I'll throw $100, $150 away on a piece of crap to wear for a little bit.
So So again, I went through a stage where I owned 40, 50, 60 watches like that.
Oh my man, fantastic.
Literally 40, 50, 60 watches.
You get on the other side.
I'm getting out too. Anyway, so I gotta
Now
run.
we're gonna go smoke, or you going home?
I'm running home.
Oh wow.
I thought you guys,
really
I
nice
thought you
meeting
guys
you.
were gonna come by me. No, but
noticed you
dude, I
had
got
the,
out of the hospital
sports,
today at
the
11.
I know, man.
Yeah,
I don't think I should be
Nobody
smoking. I don't
knew.
think I should be smoking
No, I
yet.
don't think so.
Otherwise, I'd be all in.
Michael.
I wanted to walk over here and say hello.
Yeah, yeah. It's good, man.
Hope to see you again.
I'm glad to see you.
Likewise. Yeah.
Glad you're doing better. Actually.
Thank you, gentlemen. You have a great night.
All right, so are we
Amazing, man.
vacating? Atlantic City?
I'm gonna follow
see,
you.
bud.
now.
Call me stuff if you ever want to
yeah,
catch
you're
up on
gonna
law
say
stuff,
that,
but you
you're
seem to be
I'm crushed right now.
doing
I
your
need
thing.
a- I'm gonna get.
Time in my meter.
We're on
Do it,
on
man.
camera, so I'm not gonna talk openly about work. I'm very, very busy at the moment, but once I get a lull, I'll give you a ring. I'll get some drinks.
You got.
Yeah, and if you ever want help, you know, I don't know if it fits into what you do, but like I'll do.
You're on my mediator list, Martin. I mean, when I
The mediating is fine. I mean, I'm happy to do that. I meant more. I'll do like pick a jury trial. I'll work trials with people.
We get to if we get to that. You know,
I
I don't
meant
have
more
any.
that.
I'm in a bunch of arbitrations right now in Florida, but if you know, next time I'm actually in circuit court and it gets to that point, I will be giving you a call.
Yeah,
Because that would be very
because
helpful.
that's sometimes
Yeah.
fun to do.
Oh, it's like-
You have my daughter-in-law on the other side yet?
yeah. She's at Carlton Fields.
No, my son's at Confield. She's at Twain Morris.
I knocked some people. I just picked that arbitrator list. The help you guys provided was very good, but I knocked all the Carlton Fields people off for, again, we're on camera, so no comment there. I'll tell you a story really quickly. So I have a I had a jury trial starting. I was supposed to pick a jury tomorrow. As a matter of fact, in Philadelphia, Court of Common Pleas, to start on Monday. And when the Eagles won the Super Bowl or won the NFC Championship,
Played everything.
no, I woke up the next morning. I'm like, I'm fucked. Like my jury, I'm gonna have a jury of Philadelphians in Philadelphia.
All
the day
hungover.
after the Super Bowl. Like, this is the worst possible.
You're lucky
thing.
they haven't committed crimes, you know.
So I start my day and I look. The first text of my day is my main witness for the case. He's like, "Hey, what are the chances we can get this moved? I'm going to the Super Bowl." I'm like, "Oh, I'm doubly fucked right now."
Oh wow.
About 3 hours later, opposing counsel calls me and they say, "Hey, can we move this trial? My my clients are going to the Super Bowl." And I'm like, "Oh, great, okay." And then I call somebody and like, the judge is never going to move this. He's a really strict judge. He won't do it.
But he's in Philadelphia, so
We send him a letter. We get an order. I find out he's going to the Super Bowl.
yeah, there you go.
But that was
That's pretty funny.
fun. Yeah.
Yeah.
So it's-
That's cool.
All right, guys.
All right.